Welcome back to the channel. I found yet another 2023 Keystone Cougar. If you don't know, I own one of these. It's a 2019 model and this interior is next level. They've done a great job. Special shout out to Keystone for updating this and really keeping this really at the top of the market here. And special shout out to Camping Road here in Draper, Utah. Be sure to ask for Glen. He's one of the salespeople here. Super nice guy. Now, if you don't know, this is a 34-foot fifth wheel. And it feels bigger because I like how they've utilized the space inside of here. But on top of that, I feel as though you have so much like countertop space in areas where you can put your coffee pot, things like that, that it'll just make it so easy to live in, you know, even full time. So what we'll do is we'll start out back here. So as you guys know, this is a rear living and it has a stackable washer and dryer. That's what the S stands for. Now, this couch has been revised. I have one similar to this and it wasn't comfortable to sit in. I may actually upgrade my couch now that I've sat inside this one because it's so comfortable. This will turn into a bed and you do have storage cubbies on the side. And they go back pretty deep. You have power for USBs and a power outlet for plugs on both sides. You have storage above the couch. And they did divide it up too. So you have a divider for the sides. And then you have storage for the center too. So that's good because when you put a lot of stuff up here, it just goes everywhere anyway. So having that divider is a good thing. Now, staying on storage, you do have storage above the television. Decent amount. Large television. I believe this is a 40-inch, but don't hold me to it though. And you have drawers on each side. They're still using the Furrion radio, which I was expecting to see that gone. And down below, you do have a really nice design on the fireplace. And it's just under 5,000 BTU, 1,400 watts. So here's your love seat. You do have some cup holders, some storage off to the side. And these seats are heated. And you have a USB. Now they're not power, so you would have to pull this on the side to put it up. But they do recline, and they really do work well. This does have the room darkening blinds and lights above this area too. This one was optional with the dinette. It may only come with this. Sometimes when you get the bunk houses, mid bunks, they will come with a booth, but this may only have available the dinette. And as you can see down below, there's no legs too, so you don't have to worry about bumping your legs on the center of the table. Love the island design, really large too. Storage on this side. And look how much countertop space you have. Only beef I have with this, I would like for them to stop using dividers. Even though it's an RV, you still typically bring your pots and pans from the house if you don't plan on full timing, and it just gets cumbersome. Now this one does have a ton more around the stove, which is really useful. A power station, and what's cool is you can use these on the solar. I believe you may have to have the 400 series solar, but on some of them you can see on the outlets here, it'll say inverted outlet. I did notice that on this television they did not put it on an inverted outlet, so just keep that in mind. Now this is going to be a 3-burner cooktop. And the microwave is pretty much what I have. It's not convection. And look at the storage you have on each side. You can have some storage in the middle here. Just additional right there. I don't see that this has a pantry except for this area here. And we'll open it up in a second. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. It might be a pantry. This doesn't look like it. And this is really big. You can put a large trash can down below here too. Now, as far as your refrigerator goes, this is through Furrion. It looks like a residential refrigerator. And the good news is it runs off of 12 volts, so you can run this on the solar. So I do not like gas electric refrigerators. They're very unreliable. And personally, this is just a better setup in my opinion. Alrighty, so this one does have what looks to be either a pantry or your washer and dryer setup. So they don't put this in your bedroom, they put it out here, and you'll see why here in a second. But this is really big storage. They do provide a light above, and you know, hey, if you do live in this full time, if it's just a couple or even just a single person, this would still be great because this does have a lot of storage. You do have a little bit of storage above here. And then you can see those connections down below with the power outlet. And as I mentioned, you put your coffee pot on this outlet. Nice backsplash too. And then here's a little bit of storage down below. Pretty wide and deep too. And there's definitely a lot of space inside this RV, especially for it only being 34 foot. Now they do put a central light on the side, so you always have light even at nighttime. And here's your in-command system. This is what makes the Keystone Cougar one of the best. It may be off. Unfortunately, it is off. You do have some light switches here, probably for some of the lighting inside the kitchen. Because this has the solar and has the lithium-ion batteries, you have a heater for the batteries. Tankless water heater, and this is just a control panel for it. And this is pretty much what you see in every Keystone Cougar. The bathroom doesn't change much, but I like that they're putting pocket doors in here. That's a huge, like, huge thing. Storage off to the side, pretty deep. And here's your shower layout. And then you have drawers just below your sink. I like that they're giving you these under the counter sinks too, because you can just push water inside. Nice design. Power. It's actually a GFCI too. And walking back into the bedroom, so this is why they did not put the washer and dryer in here, because normally it would be in like an area like this, but they didn't have the room for it. But as you can see, this would be your closet, and this does still utilize drawers. It's going to have one on each side, so you have 3 drawers, and it's pretty deep. And then they also give you these on each side, some additional storage, power outlets, and USBs. And as you can see, those outlets below here are for the solar. You can see this side a little bit better too. You have one on each side, and they do have lights down below too. This is really nice. This is a nice RV. And this does have the Coleman Mach AC units. And if you do decide to put a television in here, you can run it off with the inverter. And this does have 2 AC units as well. Really cool. I apologize. I almost forgot to show you the windshield. I saw it and then I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, you do have a windshield. If you sit on the bed, as you can see, I'm in Utah. You can see those beautiful mountains over there. But that's a really cool design there. I love that they did that. And the last thing I did not show you was if this had storage under the bed. And what's nice about this,
because this is not on a slide,
you have solid floor surface, so you can really pack this thing down with heavy stuff. Although, as you know, if you put a lot of heavy stuff in the front, that means you're going to put a lot of weight on your truck too, so just keep that in mind. Alrighty, so check out this beautiful Keystone Cougar front cap. So they still have the LED strips on each side. It's a little different design. You can see them right there. And then this has that windshield, as I mentioned. And this is like a hitch view here. Like if you're backing up and you need to hook up to your trailer, that does make it a little bit easier. I don't really point that out because I never use it on mine, but it is there for that. Now just below, you do have your docking lights for the hitch, and then your lights on the front cap. And let's check out what's under here. So they are still putting the spare tire in here, and I just noticed that this RV, I believe, has Goodyear tires. I'll be sure to confirm that here in a second, but they do use a Trailer King spare tire. This does have the dual battery setup, electric front jacks, and these are through Lippert too. And you do have one propane tank on this side, 30 pounds. And I love these latches. I mentioned this in the last video I did on the Keystone Cougar 368. These latches are like top notch. In the past, I used to use like the plastic ones, and they would come open when you're driving down the road. They do provide some power outlet, and these are for the inverter too. Nice little storage cubby. And check out your solid floor surface. They do provide a light on this side too, with some satellite TV connections too. Power outlets on the side. And then this is new. This is a Lippert solid step. They used to use the Morai step above system, but they're just using something a little different, which is probably a good thing to try something different. They're definitely a lot wider from what I have, and they do feel a lot more solid too, I'll be honest. Now this RV does have the Goodyear Endurance tires. If you see these tires on your RV, you don't have to change them off, and so that saves you money. And as far as the capacity goes, they have 3,420 pounds per at 80 psi's code, and this is a ST235-8016. This does use the road armor through Lippert, and then this is a rack and pinion slide, so that's a good thing too. This is a reliable setup here, and this does have the 200 level, so this is going to have 200 watts, so it's going to have one solar panel. And as you guys can see, you do have an awning on the rear slide and on the front of the rig too, with some outdoor speakers. And then you also have a sewer storage down below too. One thing I like about the Keystone Cougar brand is they do use LED lights, and they've been doing this for a while too. And the same thing goes up top, and you have a camera ready set up top too. They do provide a ladder for the rear. It has a 250 pound capacity. Something I would like to see, and I said this in the last video, I would like for them to put this power plug on the side, only because if you do decide to put like a accessory rack back here, it's really hard to hook up to this if it's kind of tall. And you could tow a trailer with this one, 3,000 pounds, 300 pound tongue weight. And then they provide this is a 4-pin connector, and it has a cover on it too. This does have a cable driven slide, and this is where you would fill up your freshwater tank. And this is still the same wheel design that they're using. My 2019 has the same one. And this is where you would dump at. And this is a good spot too. It's not under a slide, so it's really easy to get to. You can pull that gray tank valve pretty easily. This is going to be the back of your furnace. And then this is your tankless water heater. I believe this is standard now, which is really cool. And then here's just some specs for it too. It's like a Girard product. I'm not too versed on tankless water heaters, although I will say this may fit my RV, so I might be able to update mine. And then this is the other side of the storage bay. I do like how this one sits a little bit lower too, so it's easier to pull these valves. And the only thing I would like for this to see from Keystone Cougar is to put the valves either on the side here or put these in this spot where the valves are, because when you run your water hoses, if you're staying like for like 2 or 3 weeks, or if you stay full time in your RV somewhere, it's hard to pull these valves when there's water hoses in here. So I would just prefer them to just change this design to either put the valves here or put the water connections lower. You do have a little storage right here, auto leveling system through Lippert. They do provide a light now. They did not have this in the past. And then this actually has inverter prep. So I thought that this already had a inverter in it, but they don't. But you do have your smart solar charge controller, all that good stuff. You just need a inverter. That's all you need. This front slide is going to be a CARMTEK, and it looks like they went to this probably either for 2023 or probably a couple years ago. This is the other propane tank. As I mentioned earlier, 30 pounds, so you have 60 pound total of propane. And let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. So this has an unloaded vehicle weight. I love that Keystone puts that on there for you, of 10,060 pounds. The gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 12,200 pounds. The gross axle, so you have two axles, they're tandem, as you can see. So that's going to be 6,000 per, so 6,000 times 2, 12,000. And here's some of your tire and rim specs. And all in, you can add 2,080 pounds of cargo into this RV. So basically how to get that number is if you take the 12.2 and subtract it from the 10,060, it'll give you this number. But I hope this was helpful. Just keep in mind your propane and your batteries are not typically included in these weights, so that could change your pin weight. I will do some more Weight Watcher truck editions for you guys to show you what truck would be best fitted for some of these RVs, so stay tuned for those. And again, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to check out Camping World here in Draper, Utah, and I'll see you guys soon.